Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry again if there's an echo, still not fully furnished in here, but it's the best place for me to film in regards to lighting. Today I'm talking all about high cholesterol, how to lower your cholesterol, improve your cardiovascular system, and even narrowing of your arteries. So just to start, talking about cholesterol, what is it? It is a compound that is produced actually in the liver, and it's sent to your arteries or other parts of your body that need repair. So the real cause of cholesterol imbalance is actually inflammation. The more inflammation you have in your body, or for example in your arteries, the more you're going to start to get a breakdown in the tissues of that organ or that artery or part of the body from that inflammation. So what your liver does is it secretes cholesterol and it sends it to that part of the body to essentially repair the damage. The problem is when you have major inflammation and a big imbalance, then over time, this buildup will start to cause some scarring and also some narrowing. So if you start getting like inflammation in your arteries, for example, you have a lot of inflammation in your blood and toxins in your blood, and you start to get that damage, a lot of cholesterol will be brought into those arteries to repair that. But the more that's brought in, the more you're going to have I don't know if it's called calcification or what, but you start getting like that narrowing of those arteries, and that's where a lot of the problems will start. So what I like to say is cholesterol is not the problem, inflammation is the problem. If you're not having inflammation, you're not going to be having that damage to these organs in the first place. So managing inflammation is the route I like to take to manage cholesterol levels. Also, cholesterol is not created equally. So for example, LDL cholesterol is bad, whereas HDL cholesterol is good. So you want a balance between the good and the bad cholesterol. It's not so much you want to get rid of cholesterol, you just want to have a good balance, and I'm going to get into how to do that. Also, something that a lot of people think is that by avoiding, if you have high cholesterol, you should avoid all foods with cholesterol in them, and that is not true either. Again, I'll get into that. So what we want to do when we're trying to not only lower our cholesterols, but improve like narrowed arteries and our cardiovascular system in general, is just start with inflammation. So you have to really get that inflammation down. And there's a few ways that you can do it. I'm going to go through with you here. But for me, the first place starts with diet. You have to eat a clean diet. You have to get off of fried foods. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You just have to do it. Get off of fried foods, get off of sugar, get off of alcohol, anything inflammatory and toxic. Especially if you're eating non-organic meats, they have so many hormones, antibiotics, and they're like poison for the body. So get off of all of that. Do a lot of fiber. The more fiber you do, the better, because fiber does help to lower bad cholesterol levels in the body. Things like chia seeds, ground flax, ground psyllium husk are all perfect for that. So you want to do a lot of fiber, and then you want to bring in anti-inflammatory foods. So wild caught fish, and yes, it's fat, but it's a good fat, and it helps to balance cholesterol, and it's anti-inflammatory, and that's the place to start. So wild caught fish, eggs are great as long as you don't have a sensitivity. Ignore when people say don't eat eggs because of cholesterol. It's not true. So especially the egg yolks are so beneficial. So things like eggs, nuts, and seeds, lots and lots and lots of greens. Just load up your smoothies with greens. Eat celery and cucumber throughout the day. The more anti-inflammatory, alkaline, and clean you eat, the quicker you're going to balance your cholesterol levels and improve your health. So diet's always the first place to start. There are so many types of diets out there. If you really want to follow something specific, you could do some sort of anti-inflammatory diet. But essentially, just getting rid of the bad food and bringing in the good is what you want to do. Our diet, at least in America, is disgusting. There are fast food restaurants on every single corner, and those fast food places are all deep fried chicken and burgers, and everything is bad oils and inflammatory oils like canola, hydrogenated oils. These all cause so much inflammation, and that's the root cause of cholesterol issues. So you've got to clean up your diet. The second thing is exercise. This is something that a lot of people who kind of sit around, whether it's in office jobs or something like that, they're not getting enough exercise, and these are usually the people who end up with cholesterol issues. I'm not saying skinny people cannot and people who exercise cannot have cholesterol issues, because it's definitely not the case, but it's usually found more in people who are more sedentary. So exercising is amazing. You don't have to do hours a day. 20 minutes of HIIT training on a treadmill or an elliptical or on a bike is perfect. You can, if you're biking, you can bike super hard and fast for 30, 40 seconds and then go slower. And then again, and just do that for 10, 15 minutes. You can do the same thing on a treadmill, run super fast, and then put your legs on the side and wait 20 seconds and then do it again. You can do any type of HIIT workout you want. There's lots on YouTube. But essentially, if the more intense exercise, I'm getting tongue-tied, more intense exercise is needed to lower cholesterol levels. So high intensity interval training is my preference for this. So that's something you can look at doing. But like I said, there's lots on YouTube if you want to follow a guided workout. To end the video, we're talking about supplements. There are a few that I always recommend. The first one is actually cinnamon bark oil. So it contains things like cinnamaldehyde and compounds that specifically will help to lower your cholesterol levels. So they're always something that I recommend doing. And garlic is the next. Garlic has, again, very anti-inflammatory properties, and it's very warming and astringent properties, so it can really help with your cholesterol. And if you have atherosclerosis or hardening of the arteries, there's a supplement called Allicin from Genestra. I'll link it in the description box below. And it has cinnamon bark oil extract and garlic extract as well. Super powerful at balancing your cholesterol levels. And it's also great for bad bacteria because these are great antifungals. The next one is coenzyme Q. This is something you want to take if you've ever been on a statin drug for your cholesterol, because those types of drugs do pull out coenzyme Q from your system and it makes you deficient. And coenzyme Q is an antioxidant that's needed for your cardiovascular system and your heart. So you really want to be supplementing with CoQ10. And last but not least are omega-3s. These are very anti-inflammatory and they're the good fat, the good type of cholesterol. So you do want to be getting this in your diet. I like cod liver oil, but there are vegan sources as well. There's krill oil, so you have lots of options there, but definitely some sort of omega-3. And I usually say like around 1,000 milligrams morning and night with meals is perfect. So those are the main ones. There are lots more things you can do, but if you just start with this, cleaning up your diet, doing HIIT exercises every day or every other day, and take those couple supplements, you'll already notice a huge improvement after some time. So definitely look into balancing out your diet and focus on reducing inflammation. So things like stress management is huge as well. I don't want this video to be super long, so I'm gonna end it here. There's a lot more, like I said, that you can do, so you're always welcome to do your own research and go dig deeper and find some other things you can do, but this is a good place to start. And like I said, if you do this, you will get good improvements if you're consistent with it. And just remember that good fats help to balance your cholesterol levels, and they don't make them worse as long as they're the right type of fat. So you want more omega-3s, less inflammatory omega-6, and you'll be good to go. So if you look on the backs of bottles, whichever fat you're using, it tells you the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, or if there's no omega-3, it won't list it. So definitely want higher amounts of omega-3, and the more inflammation you lower, then the quicker your cholesterol will reduce. So that's all I have for this video. I tried to do it super quick so you guys don't have a long one to watch. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you have an awesome Easter weekend, and we will chat when I come back to film. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.